Okay, hi everybody. Here's
Hi.
Jen. Safety first.
Safety first.
She's got her safety goggles on and she's gonna give you a chop saw demo. Ready, set, go.
This is a chop saw. Sliding compound miter saw. This one slides. So you can cut a wider piece of wood. This is your blade and your safety guard. This is your base, and then you have a fence. Most of the times there's higher pieces. I'm sure there's some around here, but we don't need them today, so that's okay. So when you're cutting, you want to use the base and the fence to keep your wood secure. And that's going to increase the, you're feeling safe and comfortable using the tool. So if your wood's moving around and you're cutting it, that never feels good. So hold it tight down and hold it tight to the fence, and then we can make a cut. So I'll just make a first little cut here.
Great, so Jen's gonna demo how to do this.
You have a trigger up here. And an important thing with every saw really is to get your blade running before you touch it with wood.
Wow.
You're such a great cheerleader.
That is so exciting.
Okay, now I want to put, actually let's do all our cuts first. We'll do all of our straight cuts first, and then I actually want to put an angle cut as well.
Okay.
For some reason this doesn't look square to me, so I'm gonna
go.
I just want to double check that this is square. Yeah, it is a little bit off.
So Jen is using a square. Isn't that what that's called, Jen? Is that what that's called?
That's funny. I think it's interesting how my eye could pick that
Can
up.
pick that up. Yeah, that's a lot of years of practice right there.
So I'm going to adjust the saw a little bit, and you do that with this. There's different angles you can adjust. Typically, when you lock it in 0, it should be. So we should let Michael know his saw's a little out, although maybe he doesn't care. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit so that I can hopefully get a nice square cut.
Okay.
So I'll try that again. Although, you know what else? It could have been how I was holding it. Sometimes if there's debris behind here, it can hold it off square. So that's something else to really pay attention to.
Amazing. And you'll see that there's a guard over there for the other end of the wood. Is that adjustable? Like if the wood was, if it was shorter, would you want to bring that in? Like how important is it that be on a guard?
This is just supporting the length of it. So if I didn't have that, it would take a lot more pressure for me to hold this in place.
Okay, great.
So this just, it's like an extra set of hands holding up a piece of wood.
Nice.
You can also use it as a, if you're cutting multiple pieces at the same length, which actually we will be, you can adjust this up and use this as a stopper.
Oh, so it can't slide out.
So if you're cutting, like, let's say 20 pieces at 16 inches, you can cut one, you'd set this to
your length. Yep.
your length, lock it in place.
And then just keep on going. Yeah.
Cut.
Cool. Okay.
Today, we won't use that. You're setting it, so I've raised it now. There's a big gap under here. And that's not really ideal, again, because we want it to be solid and
flat
tight
against
to
the base. Okay.
So, actually, a better way to do this is to flip it on edge, because typically that's going to be straighter.
Right. Because the board might warp or whatever.
Yeah. It's more structural this way than it is the other way, so it could easily bow.
Gotcha. Okay.
Flat side, so we'll lock it in there. So we want 2 pieces at,
We had 13 and 17 were our measurements, yeah?
yes, so we'll do 1 at 13. And I also want to grain match this because I'm bougie like that. So that means cutting them in sequence so that when I create what I'm creating, that it looks seamless.
Oh.
That it looks like it was cut out of one board, which it will be.
Okay, this is some expert level tips here. I hope you're all paying attention to these expert tips.
So what I'm marking is that was my first cut, this will be my second cut, and then when I put it back together, that's going to remind me which piece it was friendly with.
Okay.
So now I'm going to cut, I've made a mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's my measurement mark, and I want to pay attention to which side of the blade my mark is on. So this is the side I've measured.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep my pencil line.
Oh.
So I'm going to cut on this side of my pencil line, and that's to keep my measurement true. So I'm looking down the side of the blade.
Okay.
And usually I'll close one eye and I'll just eyeball it there. I don't know if you can see, but
Yeah.
I can see the pencil line on the right hand side of the blade, and I feel good about my cut, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. And you can see there's my pencil line.
Amazing.
So that's one piece. Now we're going 17.
And in case you didn't notice, she's marked them with numbers just to match grains up. There's a number 1 and a number 2.
So this one's 3 and 3.
There's 2 and then 3 and 3.
It's really loud.
Yes, normally one would have some ear protection, and we didn't find any.
I forgot my headphones. In my work bag.
Okay, there's another 13-inch, and now we're going to do one more at 17. It's all going to make sense once you see the end, and we want to keep it in suspense now, because right now we're just really offering you some valuable teachings.
Alrighty. So we got our 4 pieces. And now I want to put an angle cut on them, which one would call a miter cut.
Okay, so we're going to stop the video here.